everyone. How are you doing? I hope you guys are doing great. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. Hello, hello. I hope you are wherever you are today. I hope it's beautiful and bright and sunshiny. In New York it is, so I'm just assuming everywhere in the world is bright and sunshiny. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. As you know, this is a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, Harry, Meghan, Archie, Baby Lily, Mama Doria, Pula Guy, and the chickens. And that's who we support. That's who we love in every sense of the word. We are biased and we are petty and we're very, very biased about our faves. So don't come on here to try to, say anything negative about them, because we'll take you out and we'll block you and everything else. So now that we have that, you are free to be here and listen to the podcast and enjoy it. Welcome. But do not leave any negative, demeaning, any, derogatory messages in our comments, because we will block you. So anyways, welcome on to wonderful, positive news about our faves who are thriving. They are booked, they are busy, they are thriving, they are doing awesome things in the world. And I am so excited. We're going to be talking about Invictus. We're going to be talking about Travalyst. We're going to be talking about Archewell. Everything. And I'm telling you, I'm so happy and so proud of our faves. It's just like, you go, Harry and Meghan. I saw this quote, or I don't know where it came from, but it was on Twitter. And I was like, how apropos it is for that. The quote says, there is a rare breed of people who go all in. They keep their word. They give it their all. They put themselves last for those they care about. These individuals rarely receive the same compassion and effort in return, yet continue to give freely. To give to the givers, forgivers, and the selfless lovers out there. Keep pushing forward. Don't let this cold world change who you are. And I love this. There's so many people who are like this. And for me, this also represents our faves. They are like that. Harry and Meghan are like that. They are a rare breed of people. The amount of hate that is directed at them in all forms of media. People from out of the woodwork, just chasing clout, would just use their name in the most awful ways, and yet it hasn't daunted them. It hasn't discouraged them from giving back and loving and caring about people. And this quote just spoke to me. And not just Harry and Meghan. There are so many people who like this, but this podcast is about Harry and Meghan. So it really helps me to, it really, spoke to me when I thought about them. And I was just like, yeah, this is so them. And, I really, really, really enjoyed this podcast. So we're going to get into some Invictus. But before we do, as the scrolly thing in the bottom there says, please subscribe to our channel. Click that notification bell so that you will know when we drop a video. Also, you can join our channel. Yes, you can get a subscription, join our channel, and get some, cool perks out of it, which is everything that we already have for free, but some cool extra, be the first person to see certain things or some certain videos and photos that I like to share for our wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 2 Cents Crew channel members who are awesome. I love them. And also share and like this video. Share with your friends. We are trying to build a bigger community, so please help us. Like this video. There's a little clippy thing, a little scissor thing at the bottom of this video. Feel free to use it. Clip a little bit of the video, and if there's a part that you like, and just share that. I think it's like 1 minute or so, and it'll just link right back to this video. So anyways, on with our video, on with our topics, I should say, or comments, or whatever you want to call it. But on with Invictus. Yes, Invictus is 2 sleeps away. That's right. It's so funny. I have a little banner or a little thingy that I always forget to use these little things. I create these little banners, then always forget to use them. So we are 2 sleeps away from Invictus. Yes, we are excited. It is coming up on Saturday, guys. It is just going to be epic. It is going to be amazing. So hope you guys are all ready. Hope your t-shirts are ready, your sweatshirts, your jackets, whatever, your socks and underwear, I don't know, whatever you have from Invictus. And for those of you who are going or who are already there, I am so jealous. But, I will live in my jealousy. That's okay. Y'all can go and enjoy it without me. But I'm going to be following along online. And wherever I see a link that would link to events, I will post it so that people can watch. I think BBC is going to be airing it. Don't know if it's live or if it's on tape delay or whatever. But BBC is going to be airing it. So okay, thank you, BBC. I don't know. I don't know in the US as yet. And I have to see which, maybe ESPN or something. I don't know. But when I find out, I will post the link so that we can all enjoy it. Let's get rid of our little banner thing here because that's kind of just in the way. That's probably one of the reasons I did the wrong one. Little banner. Oh, here we go. Get rid of that. Here we go. Yes. So I think that's probably the reason why I keep forgetting them because it's so big, it's blocking everything. But anyways, the U.S. is sending, we thought that that Dr. Biden, the First Lady Dr. Biden, would be the person that would be going to the Invictus Games, but alas, it isn't. It is the president announced yesterday that he's sending a whole delegation. That's right. A whole delegation of U.S. officials, including senators, who will be going to the Invictus Game. It says, President Biden announces presidential delegation to the Netherlands to attend the 5th Invictus Games. President Joe Biden today announced that the designation of presidential delegation to the Netherlands to attend the 5th Invictus Games on April 16, 2022. The honorable, let's get rid of this little thingy. Clicker was hiding things. The Honorable Pete Buttigieg, Secretary of Transportation, will lead the delegation. And hey, I am so excited about this because I love the First Lady and I was hoping she would be there because I don't know, in my mind, I have visions of her, Harry and Meghan hanging out in the stands, talking and laughing and enjoying the games. But hey, we have a whole delegation this time, so we're going to enjoy it. And, the delegation, as you can see here, part of this delegation is Senator Tammy Duckworth, and I'm so happy she's going. Yes! She is an Afghanistan vet. She was a vet who served in Afghanistan, and actually, I think she lost a leg in Afghanistan. So she is a vet, and I'm so happy, and she is fierce. I love her. I remember her calling the orange one that occupied the White House. I think she called him like President Heel Spurs, when he said that it's because of heel spurs that he wasn't able to go to the army, that he wasn't able to go in to serve during the war, I think in Vietnam. And he claimed, I have heel spurs, I can't go. And she called him President Heel Spurs or something like that. It was she is fierce and I love her. So she is going along with Maher Verloop from the U.S. Embassy in Hague, also the Deputy Secretary, Donald Remy, also Gina Ortiz-Jones, Undersecretary of the Air Force, and the Honorable Rory M. Brosius, Special Army Assistant to the President and Executive Director of Joining Forces. And so they're all going to be there. I mean, the U.S. is sending a whole delegation. I just love this so much because it shows how important this is, how important the games are, and how important, the government of all these nations, how important this is to them and how important it is to embrace these soldiers and former soldiers and it is just, I mean, I'm so excited. I am so excited. Yes, I'll miss Dr. Biden because I had my, imaginings, but I am very excited about this whole delegation going. So, especially Tammy Duckworth. Yeah, I love her. And some amazing news that I didn't even realize. It says, from Invictus Games, we are delighted to share the safe arrival of Team Ukraine to the Netherlands ahead of their participation in the Invictus Games at The Hague. They have been training for this event as part of their recovery for the last 3 years and are looking forward to be part of the Invictus community in person once again. Guys, I didn't know Ukraine was still coming. I didn't realize that. I thought because of the war and everything, I was like, oh, there is no way that they're going to be able to make it. And I had no idea. And Invictus hadn't mentioned anything. And I think that was because they wanted to make sure that they got there safely. Because if they said something, they could have been harmed, whatever. But I mean, when I saw that pop up on Twitter, I almost cried. I was just like, oh, I was so emotional. I was like, oh my gosh, they made it. And it's with all the stuff that's been going on with the war, that the fact that they have just stayed the course and they have trained and they made it, them and their families, here they are with the whole team and their families and everything. I was like, oh, this cute little baby in the front there. It's just so adorable. And it did something to my heart. I mean, here they are again with their Invictus Games arriving at The Hague. Well, I think this was the airport actually. And, you see the little kids because they come with their families and soldiers and wheelchairs. And it just, I mean, I don't know. If you're not inspired by this, I don't know. I'm inspired. I just think this is amazing, that they're there. And we know, and one of the reasons I thought it wouldn't happen, it was because we know they've lost 4 members of, the Invictus community. And one of them, Sergei Karavan, he died, during the war, fighting the Russians. March 13th, he passed away. And then 3 others passed away as well. They are Dmitry Olyanik, Sergei Smilin, and Vladimir Matulchuk. And so they are the 4 Invictus participants who or part of the Invictus Ukraine that passed on. And so our condolences to them, our condolences to Team Ukraine, but we are just so happy they're here. And this is them arriving in the dining room, and all the participants that were there stood up and applauded them today. And I was just like, I mean, if I wasn't emotional before, it was just like, this is so amazing. It says, this is how representatives of the other national teams met today, the Ukrainian national team at the Invictus Games in the dining room. Thanks for your support, and let's root for our guys. Oh my goodness, it is just so wonderful that they're there, that of course they are going to be welcomed and loved and everything. And it's just wonderful to see. And if that's not enough, President Zelensky sent them a message. I think this was some kind of private communication, but it was shared. It says, the president of Ukraine addressed the Ukrainian team that will take part in the international sports competition Games of the Unconquered, or Invictus. We are proud. He said, we are proud that at this moment you represent our country. You show indomitability of the spirit of the Ukrainian people. Victory to you. So that was really awesome of President Zelensky. Again, a lot of the leaders are really excited about this games, excited to support the veterans. I mean, it is if you guys don't understand, this is a big deal. I mean, the U.S. is sending a whole delegation. You don't do that, if it's not a big deal. And here, President Zelensky is really encouraging them and thanking them for just representing the Ukraine. And, you know, here, the Veterans Affairs of Canada, they are cheering on their team. You know, Team Canada will be competing at the Invictus Games in the Netherlands from April 16th to 22nd. Join us in cheering on our competitors as they show us the power of teamwork and adaptive sports. Good luck to all those wearing the maple leaf. Yeah, Team Canada, go. Also, Team Romania is in the house, you know. Says Her Majesty. I mean, the royal family of Romania is there, you know, celebrating and bidding farewell and you know, encouraging the Romanian team. Says Her Majesty, the custodian of the crown, HRH, Prince Radu, patron, and the Minister of National Defense met with the Invictus Romania team representing our country at the Invictus Games at The Hague. Yeah, Romania, you know. And let's see, Team UK, the Ministry of Defense from Team UK says Team UK are on their way to Invictus. The games enable wounded and injured sick service personnel and veterans to harness the power of sports to aid their recovery. And we are just one way, it's just one way we support those injured in service. Good luck. Yeah, Team UK. I mean, I rag on the UK for a lot of things, but when it comes to veterans, I don't care what country you're from. People who have served and who have sacrificed, and a lot of injured, whether it's physical or mental injury, whatever, I support you, you know. So as much as I rag on the UK because of how they treated Harry and Meghan, when it comes to veterans, I think very differently. I'm always in support of veterans. You know, and also King Willem is going to be a part of it. I mean, there's been like a whole lot of ridiculous and mostly British press nonsense about King Willem, that he's snubbing Harry and Meghan, that they're not going to, you know, he's not going to have a meeting with them. They're not going to stay at palaces. And it's just the most ridiculous British press and nonsense. I feel like anytime I come across British press on Twitter or something, I feel like I lose brain cells because the nonsense, the ridiculousness that it's hard for me to fathom that supposedly grown adults sit there and type that nonsense and put it there for the world to see. And yet on the daily, that is like the British press. And it's just so ridiculous. And it's so like, ooh, you know, it's like, I don't know how you as British people put up with that. And I don't understand why you buy their nonsense. But that was the whole thing. But according to the Invictus Games, the people who are in the know, who actually know what's happening, it says King Willem Alexander, Princess Marguerite, Prince Peter Christian, and Prime Minister at the Invictus Games, The Hague. So they're going to be at the Invictus Games. Well, here is it in bold yellow that you can see. Yes, King Willem Alexander is going to be there. Princess Marguerite and Prince Peter Christian. I actually love that name, Peter Christian. That's just my version of saying his name. I don't know. It just sounds so romantic to me. It's like, ooh, I don't even know what he looks like, but I'm having visions of fairy tale or something. Like he's a prince in one of those. Maybe I'm thinking Hans Christian, whatever his name is, but I'm thinking fairy tale. I think that name belongs in a fairy tale or something. But anyways, I just went off on a tangent. Anyways, he's going to be at the Invictus, and the Prime Minister is going to be at the Invictus. And not only are they going to be at the Invictus, it says that the Prime Minister will attend the finals in the indoor rowing events and present medals. So Prime Minister is going to be hanging out, presenting medals. And King Willem Alexander will attend the finals of the wheelchair basketball. In the evening, the king will meet the Dutch athletes of the Invictus team and talk with them about their experiences of the past week. Afterwards, he will attend the closing ceremony, which is also attended by Minister Ollongren of the Defense. Both the Duke of Sussex and the Commander of the Armed Forces will give speeches during the closing ceremony. So Prince Willem and his family are going to be at the Olympics. They're going to be all up in the Olympics. This is not a royal tour. They don't need to have any private I mean, it's going to be back-to-back events and events and events. Who has time to go do royal nonsense? I mean, you know, someone, I think it was the CEO of Invictus that I think it was him, Dominic Reed, that said that, you know, royals always get in the way of stuff. And it's so right. It's like this nonsense of royalty getting in the way. Nobody has time for royals. No one has time for any of that mess. The royals that are going to be at the Invictus are focused on the soldiers. They are focused on the military participants of the game. They are not here for royal nonsense. They are here to support the soldiers. That's why they're there. So please, British people, enough of the royal nonsense. We're not here for it. So there. So I am so happy that, you know, Prince William, and what, you know, I'm sure he'll meet Harry. I mean, he's been to the I think he was at the games in London. So I'm sure, you know, him and Harry will cross paths, but that's not what they're about. They're there for the soldiers and to support the soldiers. So anyways, also, I'm telling you, Invictus has gone all out, guys. I mean, it is just, it's amazing all the things that they're doing. I mean, last episode, I think we talked about, you know, they have an app that you could download for all things Invictus to keep up with everything. There's also this Spotify playlist that you can, you know, that the participants participated in, you know, with their favorite music, that they have a whole thing, their whole list, which is amazing. You guys can, I mean, I love the playlist. I've been listening to it and it is wonderful, guys. I mean, if there's a link in our community page, there's also a link in, and actually there's also going to be a link in this, in the description of this video. So if you haven't listened to it, I mean, there's like, I don't know how many hours, I don't know, 6 hours or something like that of music on there, all genres, all different time periods, whatever. It is awesome. So they have that. They also have, you know, obviously Better Up is coming in and they are partners with them now. I mean, it's awesome. Google Play, that you can download the app from Google. I mean, amazing. They have gone all out thinking of all the ways that they can really support and entertain and really help the soldiers and even help us to get to know them better. And another way you can do that is with Invictus Voices. And the host of that is the UK Deputy Ambassador, Lucy Ferguson. She's hosting the Invictus Voices, where you get, you know, she get to talk to people of the military and around, and people who help those in the military and to help the wounded community who are part of Invictus, to get, you know, so that we can hear from them, so that especially for the games, like, why does it matter? Why do games matter to them? And so she's going to be interviewing all those on this podcast. So if you haven't heard about it, you know, it's on YouTube. I'm also going to put a link in the show notes of it so that you can have it. You can go and you can listen and you can get to learn about everyone, you know, all the people she interviewed that are part of the games or around the games who are helping the soldiers in some way, shape, or form, helping the vets in any way. And so you can, you know, get to know about that too. I mean, but this is amazing that they also have this, you know, it's just like, wow, they have thought of everything. And if this is not enough, Invictus is also considering gaming, because a lot of people game. I'm not a gamer, but a lot of people game, and apparently a lot of the veterans game as well. And, you know, look, if this is something that helps them with stress relief, that helps them to keep their minds engaged, you know, in whatever way, and anything that helped them in their recovery, why not? So enter esports, a gaming company that, you know, they're considering partnering with, if it's, you know, if it will help. And so I'm like, I am so impressed with Invictus, with all the things and all the ways that they are, you know, really wanting to help the veteran community. It's just like they are all in, you know. And they tweeted this out a couple of days ago. It says, we are exploring the power of esports to aid and support the recovery of international wounded, injured, and sick service personnel and veterans. And it's so fantastic. And they're like, look, we know there's a, the Invictus community is already gaming regularly and participating within esports competitions. We are now interested in understanding how this could be tailored as part of a recovery pathway for from injury or illness. We want to explore the benefits that participating in esports could bring to the community and unlock innovative ways of facilitating digital connections between the international community. And it's just like, why not? I am just so impressed, and I'm so happy that they are just looking at all different ways of helping the veteran community. So you go, it says, the gaming and esports are inclusive to everyone across the range of physical abilities. H2O Exports Campus and the Invictus Foundation share values in seeing competition as ways to inspire, motivate, and respect one another. And I just think it's fantastic. I mean, you go, they're going to be at the Hague. I think they're going to probably be doing like an exhibition or whatever it is they're doing. I know, I think her name is Dr. Jacinta from Better Up is also going to be at the Invictus Games. So they're going to be, doing probably different workshops or whatever for the veterans, so that they can see, look, everybody is different. We all learn different. We heal differently. And some people, gaming might help. So another person, maybe the music might help. Some other person, Better Up might help. Maybe everybody Better Up. So I'm so happy they're doing this, because it's like, just as we learn differently, we heal differently. Our bodies are different, and we gravitate to different things. Our minds are different, and the things we gravitate to are different. So I'm glad they're incorporating and looking to incorporate all these different things, and they don't have this one cookie cutter thing that everybody has to, go under to be healed. And to be helped. It's like they're putting all of these things out there so that people can have all these different ways, and you can choose the one that helps you. And I'm so impressed by the leadership of Prince Harry, so impressed by the leadership of Dominic Reed and everyone of their team at Invictus Games, to see all the incredible ways. And I hope more and more veterans, take advantage of all that Invictus and Invictus Games has to offer, because there was a time, say back in, Vietnam War, when soldiers came back from the war and they had no support. I mean, especially Vietnam, they were kicked and they were spit on and they were cursed at. They were called baby killers. It was a mess. They came back to a country, especially the U.S. we're talking about. They came back to a country that did not want them and definitely did not celebrate them. And I know personally, working with and being around the veteran community, especially those that came back from Vietnam, and know the pain and the hurt of that. Actually even was part of a play. We did a play. There's a play called A Piece of My Heart about 6 women who served in Vietnam during the war. One of the character that I play, Steele, actually the woman who Steele is based off, Doris Lucky Allen, she's actually still alive today. She's a solid 96-year-old, one of the feistiest 96-year-old you will ever meet in your life. And if I had thought about it, I would have put a picture so that you could see her. She is, actually, you could just Google her. She's online. She's the first African-American female Army intelligence officer, and she served in Vietnam during the war. And so I played her character and actually got an opportunity to meet her when we performed in DC, actually at the Women in Military Museum a few years ago. And she was there and I got to meet her and actually saw her from the stage when I was on stage and almost fell over because I didn't expect to see her sitting in front of me while I'm on stage performing her. So it is, so these women and men came back from Vietnam. All of them are still suffering, at least most of them, are still suffering from PTSD, suffering effects of Agent Orange, the whole thing. So they did not have this available to them. As actually many of the women, especially the donut dollies, when they came back, they weren't considered military. So they never got benefits, nothing. women, there's still not a list of, we still don't know how many women served in Vietnam because there was no list. Everybody went under the signature M as in male. They didn't have something that says F. So they still don't know how many women served in Vietnam. You know, when I started working on the plays, there literally were Americans, when I would mention the play, that would say to me, women were in Vietnam? I'm not American. You know, I'm from the Caribbean and I moved here, and I know that women served in Vietnam during the war. So when they came back, they didn't have these benefits. So that's why, you know, part of me feel like, gosh, it was so unfair. But the other part of me is I'm so happy that now, at least now, that these veterans have this, because those veterans, a lot of them they didn't even have insurance to take care of all the things that happened to them when they came back. So kudos to Invictus and the other veteran communities that have been providing and really trying to right the wrong of, you know, what happened to veterans when they came back from especially Vietnam. So that's my little rant on that. But I say all that to say, kudos, guys. So happy that Invictus and other organizations like the Fisher House and all of those are there to really meet the needs of veterans today. So kudos. My goodness, talk about oh, let me put my other little banner that I keep forgetting. So Travalyst, here's my little banner. Yay, my Travalyst banner. So anyway, moving on to our, you know, booked and busy Sussexes, Travalyst, there's this big announcement. Google is now going to be, you know, they announced that they were working with Travalyst a while ago, that they were, you know, working to create you know, to list basically on their site, and whenever you're booking flights to whatever country you're going, that you could see like the carbon emissions, etc. So on Google, there was, you know, that I saw that months ago when they made the announcement. So I guess now it's like official that they are adopting this officially using the Travalyst model. And it says, and this is from Travalyst. Travalyst says, Travalyst, the not-for-profit sustainable travel organizations founded by Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, announced today that its coalition of 6 of the top brands in travel have aligned on a shared framework to collect and to display flight emissions data, meaning that when a consumer wants to book a flight with lower emissions, they'll be able to easily find the information they need. The framework consists of a set of shared principles and preferred methodology for estimating carbon emissions from air travel, agreed and committed to by all Travalyst distribution partners. And then I am just so proud of Prince Harry. I mean, gosh, the man founded Invictus, and look at where Invictus is. He founded Travalyst, and look at where Travalyst. Now people can just go. Google is adopting the Travalyst model, and that's what they're all going to be going with, you know. And it's so awesome because Skift have even, you know, it's even more like descriptive here. It's like Google selects Prince Harry backed Travalyst for emission data on flight searches. Google is using a new method to collect and display flight emissions data that has been developed by Travalyst, marking the latest step in the coalition's effort to push bookers towards making more sustainable travel. Not-for-profit Travalyst, a global partnership founded by the Duke of Sussex, encourages greener practices across the industry. In 2019, Prince Harry brought together TripAdvisor, Booking.com, Ctrip, Skyscanner, and Visa, with Google only joining in September last year. And September last year is when they announced that they were going to work with Travalyst to create this model. And so it is, you know, it is wonderful because it goes on to say, you know, a month later, I guess Google loved it so much. A month later, in October, Google began displaying carbon emission estimates for searches made on Google Flights. And I know that because I went and looked it up and found it. And I was laughing with Pam because I was like, I'm not even traveling. I hate flying. If I don't have to fly, I will never fly because I hate being in the air, you know? And there I was in the middle of the night looking up carbon emissions flights for, you know, to LA and stuff. I'm like, I'm not even going anywhere. We're in the middle of a pandemic. What am I looking up flight emissions? But there I was, you know, Prince Harry lured me to go look up carbon emissions of flights to LA. Don't ask me why, but but this is just wonderful. And, you know, again, Prince Harry, the man is awesome. The man is king. He's a hero, you know, and no matter what is going on, Prince Harry, and again, this is a non-for-profit thing. He's not making money off of this. This is not for, but he's, you know, and people like to be like, well, but you fly private and all of that stuff. Like, Prince Harry has flown one confirmed on a private jet once confirmed in the last year or last 2 years. Other than, you know, coming from, I guess, Canada to LA on Tyler Perry's flight, and then one from New York back to LA when he was doing, when they did the New York trip. Because, you know, they had their whole team with them and whatever. And apparently because there were pictures of them at the private airport. That was the only confirmed one. The others are not confirmed. There are no pictures of them doing it. So, you know, the people that like to say, oh, but they're always, no, that's a lie. That is a lie. And I would challenge anyone to show me photos. And if you don't have a photo, it didn't happen. I would love anyone to show me absolute proof that they were in a private jet other than when they came back, when they went back to LA from New York, when they were the New York trip, and then when they came flew to I guess to the US on Tyler Perry's jet. Those are the only confirmed. So there. So again, I challenge anyone who has other information, and if, you know, yeah, please let me know. So I am just so excited about this. Congratulations, Prince Harry. You are amazing. Your team, and it's just wonderful that he brought all of them together. He knew what he wanted. And he has been working on this throughout the pandemic. And it is just, I mean, I just love it. You know, I absolutely just love it. So also, let's change our little ticker here to Archewell. Yes. We are booked and busy and thriving in Sussex world. I am so excited about this. Archewell is investing in a better world online, and we know they have been on this road for a while. You know, really working on really helping to clean up the internet, and it is just, you know, we are all on Twitter and you know, Instagram and all that stuff, so we know the mess and the hate and all of that stuff that's on there. And a lot of that is targeted at Meghan and Harry, so they know firsthand what it's like to have that stuff come at you, you know, on the daily. And again, it's the daily from all forms of media, it seems, especially online, especially coming from the UK, their press and their very vile trolls that, you know, that the press basically groomed. So let's hide our little banner, because as you can see, our Archewell is in the way as usual. I have to figure out how to make that little banner smaller, because goodness, grievances. It is very big. So anyway, so let's hide that and see what's going on with Archewell. Archewell Foundation believes that new innovation in technology and media should strengthen our communities, yes, empower families, restore trust in information, and ensure that all of us, especially our children and grandchildren, can experience a better and safer world online. So, you know, again, they have been on this road for a while. And it go on to say that is why we are announcing a series of philanthropic grants in organizations that have taken a lead in improving our digital community. Archewell Foundation is continuing its ongoing support and partnership with UCLA Center for Critical Internet Inquiry, Color for Change, and URL Media. We are also investing in new and exciting work At Cortical Local Voices Network, a collaboration with MIT Center for Constructive Communication, from MIT Lab and the Institute of Rebooting Social Media at Harvard Berkman Klein Center for Internet and Society, which today launched a new fellowship that will bring together renowned experts and new innovators from diverse perspectives to address challenges and opportunities in social media. So this is so amazing because, again, we know that they were already working with Stanford University and, UC and also UCLA. And now they're bringing in, they are also now collaborating with MIT and Harvard. I mean, hello, talk about working with the best universities in the country. I mean, these are the top universities that Harry and Meghan are working with. Stanford, UCLA, MIT, Harvard, hello. And that's who they're working with, along with Color for Change, with Rashad and URL Media and, Dr. Safia Noble. I mean, it is amazing that the caliber of people that the Sussexes are working with. And it is so inspiring. Talk about thriving. Talk about being able to do the things you want to do with the people you want to do it with, no constraints, with no hierarchy, with no, well, you're just the spare, so we have to make the heir do it so that they can look like they know what they're doing. This is Harry and Meghan being able to thrive and break out of that nonsense, that royal nonsense that nobody cares about and nobody wants to be around. And doing the things that they know they can do to their ability. And it is just, I am inspired. I am inspired, and I look forward to see what's going to come out of their collaboration with MIT and Harvard, And I am just, you go. You go. So I am just so impressed with them. I'm so encouraged by their work, and I'm glad that that people are now seeing that with the kind of privilege and the finances that the royals have, with the kind of connections that they have, how much more that they should be doing. If they really cared about people, what they should be doing, and the kind of effects and the kind of impact that they can actually have on people. If there were two people in that royal family in the UK with brain cells larger than a pea, the kind of, and I think that's why Meghan was so excited when she married Harry, that she talks about, it'd be so exciting to get your foot on the ground, to get going, and then you have come in with that kind of attitude and that kind of mentality and thinking of all the great things that you could do with all that influence and power and money and connections. And then to face the group that is in that family of nunces and dunces and people with, again, you put them all together, their brain is not the size of a pea. And that is really insulting to the pea, And it's like, oh my gosh, I would go crazy. And no wonder Meghan is like, Harry and Meghan is like, we have got to get out of here. There's so many things we can do. So many people we can impact. So many people we can fund. So many things that are happening in the world that we can, whatever little way that we can support and invest and basically give them a bigger platform to do what they're doing, to make a bigger impact. Look at what they're doing without all that royal nonsense. And so I am so glad that the world is seeing the difference between people who actually have a vision, who have a love, and who care about what is happening and what is going on in the world. People who actually care. And so I am very, very, very happy to see, how they're able to use their platform to benefit so many, and I look forward to see how they're able to, you know, basically along with Stanford and UCLA, how they're able to, you know, work in the future, how they're able to work now, so that a little ways down the road things can change on the internet, because something has to give. The way it is right now is a mess. The way it is right now is very destructive, it's very abusive, it's very, I mean, it damages your mental health. Sometimes I literally have to just get off. So I'm like, oh no, I can't be on this thing, you know? And so I'm just really happy. I'm sorry, I'm going on and on about this, but I'm just really excited to see how Archewell is using everything that they have, their intelligence, their money, their influence, their platform, everything, to put these things out there so that it has the recognition, it has the eyes are on it that would normally not know. Like, I had no idea these things were there, and I would have never known about, you know, I would have never known about these different groups from MIT and Harvard and UCLA and Stanford. I would have never known, other than the fact that they shone a light on it. So now we are aware that it's there. So I am just grateful for them for doing that. And so, yeah. And Quantico, one of the groups that they're supporting, they're like, we're thrilled for the support of Archewell Foundation and honored to be alongside Archewell's other grantees, C2I2, UCLA, Culver Change, URL Media, and BKC Harvard. So you know, they're excited, I'm sure, and I didn't check for the others to see what they said, but they usually tweet out their thanks. So it's probably there, and I just didn't see it. But anyways, again, yeah, Archewell, yeah, Travalyst, yeah, Invictus, guys, 2 sleeps, and we are at Invictus. Are you guys excited? I am hugely jealous of everyone, every squatty that is going, or who are there right now. I wish I was there, but I'm going to be following along. I'm going to be sharing everything. People are going to be sick of me on Twitter, because the only thing I've pretty much been sharing, at least 99.99999% of what I've been sharing, and that's actually really a lot, is Invictus. I mean, Invictus, or now Archewell, new grant, and also Travalyst, but the rest of it is all Invictus. So I don't care what anybody else says. I'm not tweeting stuff from the UK. I'm not tweeting stuff from other stuff. It's all about Invictus. So guys, I am excited. I hope you are excited. I hope I didn't talk too much about it. And if I did, sorry. I hope you all, you know, again, you know, if you don't have your t-shirts and all of that ready, jump on invictus.com and order your t-shirts. I don't know if it'll get here in 2 days, but, you know, good luck. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. You know, please, again, let me put my little banner on to remind you. Let me remind you to subscribe. Here's my little banner and my little scrolly thingies on the bottom there. You know, definitely subscribe. You know, and again, click the notification bell in the bottom so that you will know when we drop a video. Also, join our 2 Cents crew. Yes, you can become a member of our channel, where you support our channel monthly, and it will help us to do fun things that we want to do with the channel. It'll give you some, you know, pictures, behind the scenes stuff they try to do. You know, first look at different things that I'd love for you to see before everyone else. And you know, so thank you so much for all of you wonderful, wonderful squatties who are already members. Yes. So definitely join us, definitely support. I mean, obviously, no obligation. But if you'd like to, also, there are other ways to support. If you don't, you know, if that doesn't work for you, we do have PayPal, we do have Cash App, we do have merchandise, which I forgot to get a picture of. Oops, sorry. But I mean, I've shown it on just about every video. So you know our merchandise. The links will be in the show notes. You can just click on it. Also, the background that you see in back there, that's my dad's artwork that he allows me to use. I think the next podcast I'll do another one. He's graciously allowed me to use it. But the links also there because I know people have asked about it and how they can get a print. The link is will also be in the show notes of this video, so you can click on it and see this and other artwork. And a lot of it, there's also the same link with the merchandise. You can also just scroll, you'll see them there. Yeah, so please knock yourself out and shop till you drop. Again, no obligation, but if you'd like to support the channel, please go ahead and do. We were most grateful for it. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging out with me as I gab. And hopefully tomorrow I can do a live, which, you know, today was supposed to be a live, but my schedule is a little bit crazy. I'm a photographer, so it's like my schedule is a little bit off the wall sometimes, or I can't do things when I want to do them or when I think I could do them because it just goes haywire. But anyways, thank you for joining me. I hope to see you next time on Facts and 2 Cents. Bye. Let me put my little banner back on and a little music. Yeah.